Welcome to Rip It Up. Every now and then, we see a certain house that stops us in our scroll and makes us want to completely redesign our own homes. In this series, we're picking 6 iconic homes, some that recently went viral and some that have stood the test of time. We'll be discussing design elements, colour palettes, items we love, things we would change, and breaking down how to recreate the look on a more realistic budget. This is Unpacking Iconic Homes. Welcome back to the podcast. Hi, Kate.
Hi, Jen.
Third up in our limited series, we're going to do 6. This is number 3. This is number 4.
Yeah.
Is Athena Calderone. Calderone or Calderone?
Calderone, I think.
AKA EyeSwoon, who is one of the most influential, I would say, people. And I'm struggling with the word to define her here because she's so many things.
Yeah.
She's an interior designer, she's a stylist, she is a cook, she is an entertainer, she's a designer, you know, outside of interiors. Like she's a woman who wears many hats.
Yeah.
And
even if you're
if you don't know her,
I was just gonna say,
you will have seen her influence.
You absolutely will. Even if you're like, who's that? I don't know that name. Google her Navy Kitchen, and as soon as you see it, you'll be like, oh yeah, of course you know it. Like everyone knows it. I think it was one of the most viral kitchens maybe of the last decade. I'd say it's probably influenced thousands of kitchens since.
I think she really pioneered that like dark kitchen with the really richly veined marble or stone or whatever you have yourself on your countertop. So if you've seen that really like dramatically patterned countertop paired to the dark kitchen, that was Athena. If you've seen the hinged lamps,
wall lamps
that come out over people's open shelving on their kitchen countertop, that was Athena.
Yeah.
And many, many more things.
Yeah.
So we'll dive into it. But
I love her.
That is
like I'm going to be fawning here now. Talk about fawning last week with Rosie and Yaki. Like, you know how much I love Athena Calderone.
I mean, we're picking people we like. We're picking houses we like. So this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I would say she's one of the biggest influences on kind of my interiors. I think my last kitchen, now it wasn't navy, but everything else I probably copied from her kitchen. Like griddle doors, open shelves, wall lights, you know, like all that stuff was kind of, it was new when she did it. Like we've seen it thousands of times.
New when she did it, and it was so influential.
Yeah.
Because like you'll be listening to us, listener, and going griddle doors, marble, you know, checkered tiles, whatever, because you will have seen it a million times. But she really, like that was her design, and like apologies if she's been miscredited, but she is widely credited with that. You know, she came up with that.
Yeah, but like she did that in 2018, maybe, was it? 17 even? So like I did my last kitchen in 2019, and that was like, this was like peak fame, that kitchen, her kitchen. So like, I think it was out already, or she had done it a year or two before that. So it was early, like not a lot of people were doing kitchens like this. I will say navy kitchens or kind of dark grey blue kitchens was having a bit of a moment.
Yeah.
But I think the combination of everything else, everything was kind of less sharp and kind of perfect when she did her kitchens. Was this kind of...
there was a lot of, she came in the era of grey and greige, didn't she?
Yeah.
And she brought a lot of contrast and interest.
A lot of interest, exactly, a lot of interest. That's what I love about her stuff. There's so many interesting things. And I read a thing that said like she made the kitchen less utilitarian and more like a living room, like a collection of things on the shelves. And like you can say thank you for getting rid of wall cabinets, which you hate with so much. And so like you can probably thank her for that, because her open shelves made everyone want open shelves, and put lamps on shelves and like cookbooks on display or whatever, or like photo frames on a shelf in a kitchen. Like people weren't doing that. So I think she was very early to all that kind of I don't know, like organic aesthetic maybe. Is it that? Is it kind of lived in? It's imperfect.
I think what's helpful is to describe her background. So if you're looking for her brand is EyeSwoon. You'll find it on Instagram, or you'll find it anywhere. She has an amazing blog as well. She has books.
I have 2.
But if you're looking for her, that's what you're looking for. And go on.
If you're on YouTube, like I love you're seeing the books I'm holding up. Cook Beautiful. Her cookbook is one of my favorite cookbooks. It's done by Season, which is so good.
And that's saying a lot because you're a cookbook lover and you
I have
have
a
great
lot
cooks in your house.
of
So you've been through a
cookbooks.
lot of cookbooks.
And this
Yeah.
which is her kind of original interiors, kind of
Live
lifestyle book,
Beautiful
Live
by Athena
Beautiful.
Calderone.
And she does live beautiful, in fairness. And her kitchen's on the front of that. But like, that's such a lovely book to give someone as a housewarming, I think. It's such a
Yeah.
lovely one to just leaf through.
But I think that that does a lot, or goes quite a long way, I think, to describing her. Even if you are familiar with her, or you're someone who hasn't come across her yet, directly or indirectly via her stuff, it's a lifestyle. Like, it really is a lifestyle brand that she has, you know, germinated and like populated. And a lot comes through for me in her very strong design background. She seems to be somebody who hosts a lot. If you've come across her Instagram posts, herself, her husband, their son, their dog, they seem to love entertaining, love having people over. They seem really kind of personable and enjoy company
like a party.
and life.
They
and
like a party.
Parties
like
and
he is like
dinners
he's a really famous DJ, and like they go to Ibiza for 6 weeks or 8 weeks every year and rent a villa over there. So like they're not shy of an old party. Like he would have been peak kind of hacienda times and stuff. So like there's loads of pictures from when they're in their 20s. He's DJ and she's in the DJ box. Like, so I'd say they love an old party, and I think that's following through to their later life as well, you know?
It definitely seems to come through. Like, they seem to love hosting. They seem to love entertaining. And so that's why, to me, is that like what she is so far beyond just interiors, and why her homes that she has put together are so, there's a lot of playfulness and fun and invitingness and welcomeness and everything in there. It's not this, like, it is all super high end and very, very design centered and, you know, impeccably curated. But it doesn't, you feel like you come in and flop on their couch and enjoy yourself, or sit at their kitchen island and have fun. Like, it feels fun.
She was one of the first people to do like a clear kitchen island. So like she had the big range cooker and a huge hood off on the side. And the hood's pretty minimal. It's kind of plastered in or something. But like the island is just this big square, like altar of an island on legs. So it feels a bit light. It's not so blocky in the space. You can see the floor underneath it.
That sounds familiar, if anyone's familiar with
Yes, I copied everything. And then like big square, and then huge, like branches in a big vessel or vase or whatever in the middle of that island, which we've seen.
Okay, we need to talk about the branches, because good Lord, is that woman into branches? And I'm so here for it, because I can't keep anything alive. Like, I'm just not someone who can have plants in my house. I'm not saying I hate plants, but I mean, listener, if you're watching on YouTube, you will see I've got Lego flowers behind me. That's what I'm into. Dried flowers. You know, that works for me, because I will kill anything else and have killed everything else. But branches, like the art of styling branches, she could write a book on that alone. There's branches everywhere, and it looks so good.
It looks so good, and people weren't doing it before she did it. Like, I know it's kind of commonplace now to put these huge sculptural branches in a big stoneware vessel on your island, but like people weren't really doing that. So she kind of pioneered that, I think. But I just think that kitchen, I don't know what is it, the shape of it as well as the material. So like she's that veined marble, which wasn't, again, huge yet at that time. So real veined marble, weathered in kind of marble look. You know, the shelves were imperfect. They're styled obviously perfectly, but like, you know, they're a bit stuff all over them, kind of a bit more relaxed feel. And then like
and useful stuff, like not purely decorative, like useful things that you are taking down and cooking with and reading from, and you know.
Yeah, and I think like it kind of wraps around in an L with bifolding crittle doors out of this gorgeous patio, which is like checkerboard marble or something like that, with beautiful red brick kind of. It's gorgeous, like it's so lived in and whatever. Yeah. It's in Brooklyn, so it's one of those Brooklyn kind of brownstone houses, but like it feels like it's not too perfect that you couldn't enjoy yourself there. Big, and I think all of her stools, like the island stools, are like obviously some sort of like mid-century design. Like they're all real.
Oh, they're so comfortable looking. They're really like I just hate island stools. I don't know what it is. There's so few that I've seen that I really like and would want to sit at.
Yeah.
Whereas these ones, they've got almost like a hammock slide effect to them. They're kind of
like half moon shape,
they're very
or something.
relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, half moon shape. They're really relaxed. They really look like you could just pull them out. They've got footrests,
Yeah.
which is critical because I average height, but it can my feet never reach the bloody ground on these things. They're not too high. They look almost like they're like almost like sun chairs
Yeah.
with their kitchen island stools. Sounds bizarre, but they're super
Yeah,
comfortable
and if you're
looking.
watching
I
on
would love
YouTube,
to
you can
pull up
kind
one
of
of
see
those.
the comfy stools, island stools. Now, you'd need more
Yeah.
than two, being honest. Like two island stools is just a push too far for me. You probably need at least three.
No, you've lost
But
me there because I'm not having. What are we doing? Sitting three in a row? Get
I
out of
know,
here!
yeah.
I'd have them curved around the
Yeah.
island, but no.
Yeah, no, but they are like it looks
Who's sitting in the middle?
comfortable.
Not me.
Yeah. But you see, like I think I don't know, it's just very lived in, even though it's obviously very, very styled. But like all those weathered
Yeah.
materials, the veined marble, the kind of, big earthenware vessels. She was so ahead of her time on so much of this. Even the herringbone floor, I think she was early at that as well.
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm actually
And the
mortified
checkerboard
looking at this,
tiles, that
how
was
much I
early.
tried to copy from my last kitchen.
Well, I have the same color. I have railings on my kitchen, and this looks, if it's not the same, it's
Yeah.
very similar color, that incredibly rich black
Yeah.
navy. Um, the the hinged lamps
Those
that come down
lamps.
over, the ones that are, if you're listening, they're triangle shaped
They're like a
lampshades with a kind of
can
a
kind of see
cut
them now.
out the back of
Yeah.
them. Is that what you call it?
And I think
They're
I read
so
somewhere,
beautiful, but they're
or
everywhere.
I watched a video of her, I think maybe, that one of these is an original that was in the house from the 1950s, like an Italian
Ah,
design, and then the others are replicas. So she got the other two made to
oh,
match.
cool.
And you can actually buy those on her atelier or her shop now. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think,
You can buy a lot of stuff, or if you can't buy it, she shares a lot of stuff.
yeah,
And like presumably there's obviously a business behind that, but like the woman does not gatekeep. Like she
no,
shares a lot
she shares a
of
lot. Yeah.
her design inspiration and her style, and she has a lot of collaborations and stuff going on as well. But I mean, if you're looking for information about her house and her design and her style, you will find it there.
Yeah.
Like it is, she's really generous, I think,
She's really giving with
with
her
her
information. And
information.
like some of her old blogs, like I thought her old blog was so good. Like everything down to like every
Yeah.
finish on the knobs was given, paint colors, like everything. She just gave it all away.
The reasoning behind it, how she arrived at
Mm,
those decisions, like her process, which is really
yeah.
fascinating.
But I think this
Um,
kitchen now being 10 years old maybe still looks so fresh. Like if
yeah.
you walked into anyone's
Oh
house and saw
yeah.
that kitchen, you'd be like, beautiful, perfect.
Yeah,
Even
it is
today.
perfect. I die for it. But also perfectly
Yeah.
imperfect because you would live in it and have fun in it and use things in it and not worry about throwing your cardigan over the back of one of those kitchen island chairs.
So to look at this kitchen, like
Just fun.
we kind of talk in this season about kind of recreating this, and I think this kitchen's been recreated so many times, and she gives you all the information you need to recreate it. But like we have the colors, we spoke about that, the veined marble, the worn in brass, those kind of wall lights, open shelves, no kind of wall cabinets. She does have kind of a tall
Yeah.
bank cabinetry tucked over the other side, but you don't really see it from a lot of the angles of the photos. But
Yeah.
like I think,
And I'm fine with the tall bank of
yeah,
cabinetry away. I just don't like it in your face when you're cooking
yeah.
at your range.
And I think like there's still a lot of storage here. The door sizes are all different and stuff. And the knobs are quite ornate, I'd say here. She probably sells those as well.
They are, yeah.
And crittle, like crittle all over. And even if it's not crittle as in actual steel, the front windows of the house are all painted black as in the original sashes and stuff like that. So I think she was kind of early in
There's
that
something to be
too.
said there. It's very high contrast.
Yeah.
It's a really high contrast kitchen. And actually, now that I think about a lot of her design, it is really high contrast. Like there's a lot of blacks and
Yeah.
really rich. She's not afraid of color at all.
No.
And that's not to say that she's a maximalist or that there's lots of color, but she's not, like we've spoken a lot about on this season as well about that, like the neutrals and the pared back and the linens and the plaster and all that. And she does have that too. And that is just because like using natural materials is, it's such a winner. It's never going to go out of style. It always looks amazing
Yeah.
and always looks premium because it is premium. But she is someone who, it's not all neutrals. It's not a palette of neutrals. Like it is strong contrast. There's lots of shape in here. There's lots of patterns brought in through the checkerboard, through the furniture. Like her patio furniture that we're looking at here, if you're on YouTube, is what looks to be like black wrought iron potentially, and it's curved and curled, and the no doubt like painstakingly chosen and probably hunted
Mm,
down, because I know she looks a lot into like antiques and vintage pieces. And another thing that she does really well, I think, in all of her homes, like we're looking a lot at her Brooklyn townhouse here. She has a new home in Tribeca. She has one in the Hamptons. Is that they're all very different, but very true to the original style and character of the
yeah,
property itself,
I agree.
which always is always going to work. Like that's always a good tip. You know, marry your style with the character of your actual property.
I actually think in
Um,
this Brooklyn townhouse, even beyond the kitchen, she kind of pioneered a lot of stuff as well, like the paneling. Like I know paneling is probably original in
mhm.
some parts to this house, but that very pared back, almost white walls everywhere, but then the detail in the
Yeah,
paneling. Even their bedroom, very
yeah,
serene, very pared back, almost white, but a bit of kind of low paneling below the kind of data rail or kind of chair rail.
and still a bit of
Yeah.
contrast. You know, there's a really rich like ruby, uh, burgundy,
Hmm.
almost like red velvet with black wrought iron legs bench at the
Yeah.
end of their bed, and that's kind of picked up with some lovely art, like stone art
Yeah.
in a similar kind of red color. There's mustards in there, there's rich greens in there, there's blues throughout,
Yeah.
and again, lots and lots of contrast with the original black. Um, Fireplaces,
Hmm.
tiles, wrought iron, the stairs. Like I just, it's 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 bold. Is that a good word for all first tiles? Really bold.
Yeah, it's brave. And I think one thing that's interesting
Mm.
to look at is how she got kind of braver through the houses. So, like her Brooklyn townhouse, obviously iconic, right? Like everyone kind of knows that kitchen. And then when you go to her next house in the Hamptons, she had one somewhere in the Hamptons, Amagansett or something. But that house is so beachy and linen and lime wash and like still looks really fresh, which is not long after, I would say, the Brooklyn brownstone one. So I think like
Yeah,
that one is very, I don't know, suitable for where it is, but still her personality
yeah,
comes through, you know, those collected kind of arty pieces and design pieces and but then some really cool, you know, features in it. You know, the brave features, like we were
yeah,
speaking about this before, like the weird roof or ceiling she has in one part of it is like made of rope or twine or something like that, which is kind of a nod to
yeah,
beachiness and weathered old woods. You don't see it as weathered in her Brooklyn house, but like still her personality is there, I think, in this kind of Hamptons house as well.
yeah. Again, very true to the surroundings, very
Yeah,
true to the property. There's a lot at the Hamptons there. It's much more of a coastal
yeah.
blues and greens, and you're right, kind of almost driftwood
Mm,
style, wood furniture. There's it looks to me like a lot of green undertone coming through in the more neutral paint
yeah,
colors, both in the living room and in the kitchen, which is so nice and relaxing and holiday vibes. I just
yeah.
love it. But that ceiling, I'm obsessed with that ceiling. I
I
don't know
know,
what
it's
it is. It
so
literally just looks
cool.
like layers and layers of ropes that are all held up with, you know, wooden beams that are not spaced too far apart. But what a ceiling! Like it's all texture, it's all
Mm,
movement. Like even looking at a static photo, I can almost feel it rippling with the breeze of the back door being open and um, the
yeah,
color that it brings through. I mean, you know, that kind of like twine or rope color. It's theoretically it's a neutral, but it's a rich neutral. It's a
yeah.
caramelly color. It's a like it
Ties
brings
in so
so much
much.
into the
And I
house.
love in both
Yeah,
her houses, again, no spotlights, no downlights.
no
There's a theme here,
spotlights.
guys. There's a theme here. All these iconic homes, pretty much none of them have downlights.
She actually has phenomenal wall sconces,
Yeah,
and
she
it's
does have.
worth a look, listener, through her Instagram or through her website, EyeSwoon. The woman has incredible taste in wall sconces,
Yeah, and she
and
sells a lot of them, I
everyone listening
think.
knows that I love a
Yeah,
wall sconce. Like I just love diffuse wall lighting, and she does an amazing job
yeah. And I think
with
she
it.
sells a lot of the hardware and a lot of the lighting and stuff on
Hmm.
her atelier, she calls it. Talking about her atelier, actually, one of the latest kind of offerings, I suppose, in her atelier is that mad kitchen, like very dark woods in kitchen. And she has one, it's part of this atelier thing. I think it was some sort of collaboration with Jake Arnold or something, but there's a terrazzo floor and then there's a very dark wood kitchen, not in her house now, with the shop or the showroom or whatever. And it's all very dark. But her own kitchen now that she's moved from her Brooklyn house into her Tribeca, I don't know, is it
Yeah,
like a two-level apartment or something? But it's
I don't
all
know.
it's all dark paneling, like all dark wood paneling. It's brave. Wouldn't be for me.
And a lot of it is original.
Yeah.
A lot of it is original to the property. It's these, not floor to ceiling, kind of 3/4 height or 2/3 height. Panels that look like drawers, kind of apothecary style drawers. And a lot of them are original, and whatever else she's brought in there, again, like really ties in with the character of the property.
Yeah.
It's really dark, isn't it?
Very dark. It's like, I remember her saying that, I think, when she bought the house a couple of years ago, that she was really going to lean into like the history of the building and kind of try. She kept the original parquet floors and restored them and restored all that paneling kind of painstakingly. And even the kitchen, like that's on the screen now at the moment, if you're on YouTube, like, where's the kitchen? It's almost impossible to see it.
Yeah,
besides the tap, there's very little to give away that that's a kitchen.
Well, let's talk about that, because controversially, she's put a tap in her kitchen island, put a sink in her kitchen island.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be for you,
No,
Kate.
it wouldn't be for me at all. But like, it doesn't look like she'd be a cluttery kind of person now, is she?
No, but also for me, like, because I'm someone, I don't have a kitchen island, I've got a peninsula, and I do have my tap in it, and I would do it again. But that to me kind of, I know I did, like, it's a huge island, right? So having a few pots and pans drying on the side of that, that's not going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
But I like that kind of, to me, gives, again, that lived in vibe. There's somebody here. We had dinner last night. The pot's drying. There's 2 wine glasses there. Like,
otherwise, it would just be
away.
a plinth. And I wonder, is this kind of by design, in that she was trying to like not change the layout of this house too much? And if you see the other run opposite the island, it's kind of behind these weird, I don't know, steel glass doors maybe, that are very much a kind of a mid-century feel to them. And they are
almost art.
Yeah, they are.
Almost.
Yeah, and then they fold back. And then they're like, your range is in there. Maybe she couldn't fit a sink in there. Maybe she would have put a sink in there.
Yeah.
And these weird kind of candles.
Athena, if you're listening, we would love to know, how do you feel about your sink in your kitchen island? I'm here for it. I just, like, I like that lived in look. I think that's fine. It doesn't bother me at all, but it's a controversial one.
Yeah. It is for sure.
Then so this one, I mean, there's been a lot of talk on Instagram about this already, because her last kitchen was so incredibly influential. Will this one be? And it's hard to see if it will, because it's so specific to the character of the house, to that Tribeca house that they're living in now, or apartment, that I would think that would be difficult to replicate, but hard to say.
Very brave.
Like you were saying earlier, there's almost a slight kind of 70s vibe to it, and I totally see what you mean. There's browns, all that really dark, rich wood paneling, and then it's a red limestone, like a brownish red,
lint-like island, like, it's like a real block, isn't it? Like, it looks like a real block. Like, even the sink is like carved out of it almost, Besides the tap being there, there's very little to tell that that's a sink. And even the tap is burnished brass or something that almost blends with the color of it as well. So it's all very like invisible, but it wouldn't be for me.
It looks like as much of an ornament on the island as it does a sink.
It wouldn't be for me. It's very brave. I don't think I'd be that brave, but I also think that shows an kind of evolution of her style over the few houses she's done. She's gotten braver and braver each time.
Totally. And I'm such a broken record on this, but it is, she really worked to maintain as much of the original features and style of that house as she possibly could. It's like the minimal intervention and really just bringing it to life and honoring it, which is beautiful. I just
very restrained.
Some gorgeous lights in there. Do you know what else she has in, this is back in her her previous Brooklyn townhouse, was, and I think she influenced this a lot as well, was one completely colour drenched and really, really dark living room or family room. And it was really small. So, conventional wisdom would say, if you have a small room, paint it in light colours to make it feel bigger and bring in the brightness and blah, 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 blah. And she was, if not the first, at least one of the first to say, actually, it is dark anyway. It's, I'm going to lean into that. I'm going to make it a really cozy cave. And she colour drenched it in this really, really dark, rich, kind of navy-ish colour. And had, rich, dark furniture in there and leaned into the smallness of it.
Yeah.
It's almost like more of an indigo. I don't know if it's railing. It's kind of hard to see on screen.
There seems to be a weird texture in the walls as well. In some of the pictures, you can kind of see it. Almost
I wonder,
like a
like
wash.
a chalk paint?
Yeah, maybe.
Like an Annie Sloan type paint, maybe.
Maybe. But yeah, I've seen
I love it. It's
different
so
versions
cozy.
of this room now. Obviously, it's styled for different magazines or whatever. But some versions show this kind of light sofa, which is a weird timber frame, and then some of them have this kind of is it like the Marenko style kind of cushiony sofa? You know, the one that looks like there's no structure on it, in like a dark color, dark red or maroon or something as well. So I'm not sure which the actual real one is. And then those lights. See the wall lights in this navy room?
Yes.
I have seen.
So we're looking at 3. They're almost like the horizontal lamps that you would see coming over art and shining down onto artwork.
No, I'm talking on the right hand side.
Oh, the wall lamps. Oh,
See
sorry.
the weird dangling kind of ones. They look like ponytails.
Oh, yeah.
So they are, if I'm not mistaken, because I saw them at the Porter & Jones studio launch, they look like apparatus lights, and you can like change the color of every bit and all this, like in this mad
cool
horse hair and stuff, like weird kind of lights. But I just think they're interesting.
They're very textured.
Yeah. They're different for sure. Like you said earlier, like she's brave and kind of pops like this, you know? It's but I don't know, I just think she's a really interesting person to follow because I think she evolves and her style doesn't stay the same, and I think every house she does is getting braver. And while her latest house is so brave that I don't think there's going to be like a lot people will take from it, like people aren't going to replicate it like they did that navy kitchen maybe. I think there's always
and maybe
elements.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe the inspiration there, though, is just to really lean into your own style and be a bit braver in your own style and really honour the style and tradition and culture and heritage of your house and your neighbourhood and your surroundings, and lean into that as opposed to just replicating something.
Yeah. Either way, if you don't know her,
hard to do.
You have to go look at her.
Easy to say, hard to do.
And buy all her books. You won't regret them. If you're a foodie, definitely buy Cook Beautiful. I would highly recommend it. And
Athena, if you're listening, please come over to your house.
Well, I'd prefer, can I maybe, splitsies on the Ibiza villa for 6 weeks in the year?
Yes, we will come to Ibiza. We will come to Ibiza.
I also,
we'll have great
follow her for her Ibiza recommendations as well, because I go to Ibiza most years, and like her food recommendations in Ibiza are top class. So if you're going to Ibiza, follow her and look at some of her posts on Ibiza.
She's a great follow. She's a very, she's a woman of substance, I feel. She's got a very generous spirit.
Yeah. She's giving it all away.
She's a great follow.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That is EyeSwoon, Athena Calderone. We're big fans, obviously. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
If you found this episode helpful, please hit subscribe, give us a few stars, and best of all, send it to someone else who you think would like it so they can subscribe too. Thank you.